Hi guys, welcome to Bouncy Life Fashion World. In today's video, we're going to look at the cutting and sewing of this Bubu dress. It's a very beautiful Bubu dress embellished with stone. If this is what you're interested in watching, please do well to stay tuned. Watch the video to the end and don't forget to subscribe. Let's dive into the video. Here I have 6 years of African print fabric, and I have this plain black fabric. I also have my cutting tools, chalk for marking and ruler. So I'll be folding this into four. Normally the African print has 45 inches for length, but I want this to be a full gown, a full length. So I'll fold it the other way. Then I have 4 folds here. So after folding this, I'm going to press this so that it can be neat. So I'll mark my shoulder measurement divided by 2, which is 8 inches. I'm working with 16 inches, shoulder 16 inches. I want the length of my sleeve to be 15 inches. But because it will be having band of 2 inches, so I'll remove that 2 inches from it, and I'll have 13.5 inches because of the 0.5 inch to join the band. So I'll mark additional 13.5 inches for the sleeve extension. The shoulder divided by 8 inches, then the 13.5 inches. So you can work with your own measurements. The neck width I'm using here is 4 inches, and I'll mark the depth of the back neckline, which is 1.5 inches. So after marking this, I'll use my free hand to make a round neck. Then I'm going to slant my tape for the front neckline. You'll be having V neck for the front neck, and I'm marking 7 inches for the V neck. After marking this, I'll use my straight ruler to connect it to form a V shape. So after that, I'll come down by 1 inch for the shoulder slope. Where that 13.5 inch stopped, that is the sleeve measurement rather, where it stopped, I'm going to be marking 1 inch from there for shoulder slope, and I'll connect it to the neckline. That is the width of the neck of this dress. I'll connect it to it. So we have 1 inch shoulder slope there. You can decide not to cut off the shoulder, but here I want it to have shoulder slope, then it will have joining. So on that part, I'm going to be coming down using the width of my sleeve, that is the sleeve opening. So because this is a free Bubu gown and the sleeve will not be fitted, it will be loose. So I'm going to be using about 12 inches for the sleeve. You can work with your measurements or as preferred. Then I'm going to connect it to that shoulder slope line. And I'm going to mark the bust point measurement I'm working with. I'm working with bust point of 14 inches. So I'll mark 14 inches. So on that 14 inches line, I'm going to mark the width that I'll be using for this Bubu gown. I'll be using the biggest circumference of the bodice, which is the hip circumference, which is 54 inches. Divided into 4, it give me about 13.5 inch. Then I'll add extra 3 inches for ease and sewing allowance. You can add as much as 5 or 6 inches for your ease and your sewing allowance. The choice is yours. So from that place where my allowance stopped, I'm going to have a curve there and join that curve to the sleeve opening. So I'm trying to smoothen the curve again. So I'm going to join the curve to the sleeve opening there. So after joining the curve to the sleeve opening, I'll confirm the measurement I have there. So that will give me about 16.5 inches that I have there. So the same measurement I have here, I am going to mark it down to the hem of this fabric here. So I'm going to mark that same 16.5 inches because I'm working with hip 54 divided into 4. Give us about 13.5 inches plus 3 inches sewing allowance. So I'm going to mark this down to the hem. Please, if you have watched to this extent, please do well to subscribe to my channel so that you help my channel to grow. You can also share the link with the people that will be interested in this tutorial. Thank you so much. So I've finished marking this to the hem of this fabric. So the next thing is for me to cut. So we are going to cut the back out of this and we'll be left with the front. So I'm going to start by cutting off the back neckline. Then I'll proceed to cutting of the shoulder slope. So the shoulder slope I'm cutting here will have effect on the front and the back. So after that, I am going to cut the sleeve opening. So I'm going to curve my arm. I'll curve my hand while cutting this the arm side. That is the sleeve opening, the underneath, the under armpit. So I'll curve it so that I will not have any sharp edge there. So by curving this, it will be easier for me to sew as well. So I am going to cut this down to the hem line. So when I'm done cutting this, I'm going to separate the front piece from the back piece so I can work on the front neckline. So I've separated the back from the front, then I'm going to cut out the front neckline, the V neckline. So after cutting it, this is what we have here. So I'm going to put the back aside, then while we continue working with the front piece. So the V neckline, the facing that I want to attach to this, I'm going to place the facing, the black fabric on the table while I fold it. Then I'll align the center front, the folded part, to the folded part of this black fabric. Then I'll press it down. I'll also cut out this V neckline. I'm going to trace out the same thing, the neckline. Also to the part of the shoulder where I want it to stop. So here the choice is yours. You can use 4 inches for that extension of the black fabric, the plain fabric on the width of the shoulder. You can use as much as you want, 3, 4, 5 inches. So I'm marking the length of the black fabric. I'll be using 17 inches, about the half length measurement. Then after that, I'm going to trace out the V. So after marking out the V shape, then I'll cut this out. So after cutting this, I'll keep aside the remaining pieces. So after keeping this piece aside, I'll work on this V shape that I just cut out. So I'm going to open the wrong side of my Ankara fabric. The wrong side, don't forget, the wrong side will be up. While I place the right side of the facing on the wrong side of the Ankara piece. So when I join this and flip it to the right side of this Ankara piece, then the right side of this black piece will be facing up as well. I hope you understand. I'm placing the right side of this black piece on the wrong side of the Ankara. Then I'll join using 0.5 inch, then I'll notch. So after joining this, I've put some notches there. Then I'm going to press this so that it will be smooth and neat. Here is how the wrong side looks like, because we are turning the facing to the right side. So after pressing this down, I'll fold the edge in by about 0.3 inches. So if you have wider plain fabric on this, you can fold it in by 0.5 inch. I'm folding it in with about 0.3 inches. So I'm going to fold it all the way from one part to the end. So after facing it, I place some hemming gum underneath it. Then I use steam iron to press it down. So after pressing it, I'll go ahead and stitch it down, because you cannot rely on the hemming gum. So I still have to stitch this down so that it will be durable. So after stitching this, I'll give it a good press. Then I'll place the back on the front. So off the camera, I've cut out the back facing and I fix it. I put slight keyhole at the back for ease, so that it will be easier to wear. This is for an elderly person. So after that, I'm going to use the back facing to turn the shoulder of the front so that it will be neat. Then I'm going to sew that down to the sleeve end with 0.5 inch. I'll do the same thing on the other shoulder part. I'll use the back facing to conceal the front shoulder. I'm going to sew with 0.5 inch down to the hem of the sleeve. So after sewing this, I'm going to measure what I have around the sleeve opening. So after measuring what I have on the sleeve opening, I'm going to use it to cut out a band of 5 inch 5 inches wide. Then I'll fold it into two. So folded it into two, I will have 2.5 inches for the band on each side. So I've pressed this band and I've folded it. So I have 2.5 inches like this. So after attaching with 0.5 to the shoulder, we have 2 inches band. That's the length of the band will be 2 inches. And also it will complete the length of the shoulder of the sleeve measurement rather. So it will complete the 15 inches we want for the sleeve while we measure 13.5 inches earlier. So after joining the band on the sleeve, here is what we have. So I'm going to use 1 inch to join the side of this dress. After using 1 inch to join the side, I'm also going to use the allowance for the hem to fold it in while I put some stones for embellishment, and this is the outcome. This is the final look of the dress. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.